Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan Young. I'm the Director for Religious and Spiritual Life here at Occidental College, and on behalf of my office and the Office for Student Life, we'd like to welcome you to our first Tuesday speaker series featuring Winona LaDuke. And before she comes up, I'd just like to share some information about her for you. Winona LaDuke is a Native American activist, environmentalist, economist, and writer. She is currently the executive director of both Honor the Earth and White Earth Land Recovery Project, work that is internationally recognized as a model for sustainable development. She is also the founder of the Indigenous Womens Network. LaDuke actually has ties to Occidental College. She and her colleague, Kira Bush, at the White Earth Land Recovery Project, worked with staff from the Urban and Environmental Policy Institute on a report on the Farm to School program in Native American communities and how they tie in with food sovereignty efforts. In 1996 and in 2000, LaDuke ran for vice president as the nominee of the Vice President of the United States as the Green Party nominee on a ticket headed by Ralph Nader. In the next presidential election, she endorsed one of Nader's opponents, Democratic candidate John Kerry. And in 2008, she endorsed Democratic candidate and President Barack Obama. LaDuke is the author of the novel Last Standing Woman, the nonfiction book All Our Relations, Native Struggles for Land and Life, and Recovering the Sacred, The Power of Naming and Claiming, a book about traditional beliefs and practices. Please join me now in welcoming Winona LaDuke.
I'm gonna get some water, hold on. Ani nindoi magadatuk, nigago kitamagas. Bine sequay to go makwando deam, gao babani kag, ish kind of getting in Dunjibamiguch. Can you all hear me okay? I know you probably didn't get what I said, but you heard me, right? Thanking you very much for the honor of being here today. And I'm greeting you in Ojibwe, which is a language which is spoken on my reservation. And thank you for that honor of being here and telling you where I'm from, which is the White Earth Reservation, which is in northwestern Minnesota. That's where I live and work. Do you have any idea where that is at all? You know where Minnesota is? Very good. In northwestern, I'm kind of between Bemidji and Fargo, and I'm what we call ourselves as Anishinaabe. And we're in the northern part of 5 American states and the southern part of 4 Canadian provinces. And my reservation is one of 19 Ojibwe or Anishinaabe reservations in the United States. So just to give you a little bit of perspective, I'm actually a rural development economist by training. I was interested to hear about your urban planning and urban development program here, and encourage you in that work and in this arena. I am going to talk to you a little bit about our work in my community and where I'm from, and try to explain how that might be relevant to some of what you're thinking about for the work you might be doing in the future. But in saying that, I just want to acknowledge where I am. And you know, I was born here. I was actually born in East LA. I don't know if you know, you probably don't know that about me, but I just told you. I was born in East LA because my father had come out here. He left the reservation because there was a set of choices, and there was a relocation program, but also because he was an actor in the Westerns. And so I spent my early days here, and I just see Michael Wayne. You want to give the wave there? He was one of my father's buddies from back in the day, and he came to see me. Isn't that sweet? He hasn't seen me for about 48 years or something like that. But so I do have some roots around here, and I was talking to Reverend Blackstone and Heather about how I remember my dad used to hunt in Pasadena. And I'm not exactly sure how the hunting is in Pasadena these days. I just remember that there was hills that we went hunting here and in Santa Barbara. I remember the sound of the gun, and I remember that we went hunting. So that was a few ecosystems ago, probably in this area. But I heard there's still quite a few deer out here, but I don't really know. But I was happy to come back here, and I don't think I've been to Pasadena for a very long time, like maybe for some in the 40s years. So looks like it's changed. As I reflected on what I wanted to talk to you about today, I guess I want to talk about two kind of constructs in the broader sense, and then talk about them from a more of an Indigenous framework. That is to say that, we have the shot at doing something great. We are the people who are here now. We are what distinguishes human beings from the rest of our relatives, whether our relatives have wings or fins or roots or paws, is that we are able to make decisions that have implications for all of them. And we are the ones that have this shot at doing the right thing for the rest of the world, or being really anthropocentric and doing things pretty much for us and thinking it's going to pan out for everybody else, And so we have this chance to weigh in now, and you are all young people, with a couple exceptions there. But you are all, young people. You got more brain cells than I do, and you've got a tremendous amount of energy and a tremendous amount of potential to do amazing things. And so reflect on what it is you're going to do that will nurture your spiritual being, and ensure that you are doing something that will be of consequence and of relevance. We have the opportunity to keep them from taking off the top of a mountain, to keep them from putting oil rigs all along the coast, to keep the climate, from the planet from combusting itself entirely into oblivion. We are the people who have the shot at keeping them from renuclearizing the United States economy. We are the ones that have a chance to make sure that there is enough water to drink and that you can afford it. And we are the ones who are here that can make sure that people have food, not just food that arrives in a bag or a package with a stamp on it, but food that actually has some value in terms of its quality and in terms of where it came from and the justice which brought that food. There are people that are going to come in the generations ahead, but they are not here yet. And we are the ones that are here. So let me talk to you a little bit about the time that we are in, and how it is that we are thinking in our community about this time and what it might have in terms of implications for you. This month in our language is called Gijimanadu Gizis, which means a great spirit moon. And it is followed by a moon which is called Namebina Gizis, or sucker moon. A sucker is a kind of a fish in our area. Then we have a moon that is called Anabana Gizis, which means hard-crusted snow moon. Have any of you seen snow before? Been in snow? Do you know how when it snows, and then in our area it snows, and then we have a January thaw too, but in February, March we have a thaw. It snows and then it thaws and then it freezes again, and so you get a crust on your snow. Yeah? That's why they call it Anabana Gizis. That's my personal favorite moon. I like how that sounds, Anabana Gizis. Then we have a maple syruping moon. We have a Wabagana Gizis, which is our moon of flowers. We have Odemina Gizis, a strawberry moon. Then Mean Gizis, a blueberry moon. Manomanake Gizis, a wild rice-making moon. Then we have a moon that is called Watebaga Gizis, which is when the leaves change color. Banakwe O Gizis, when the leaves fall. Then we have a moon that is called Gashkadno Gizis, which is when it freezes over. And then we have a moon that is known as Manadu Gizis Soon's little spirit moon. Now, why did I tell you those moons? I told you those for a couple of reasons. One, because I believe that cultural diversity is as important as biological diversity. That the multitude of languages and cultures which exist on the earth have great beauty. And that to ensure sustainability or durability over the long haul, you need diversity. Because a cultural monocrop is as dangerous as a biological monocrop. When we all come to think the same and we all conform into one cultural group, then we will have lost our ability to not only adapt, but to think clearly